People, this is why I am 100% convinced that Oral Tracey is xenophobic, has very little football knowledge, and is not as unbiased as he claims.
Jamaica have a lifeline. How about this?
They got Gunnaz podcast.
In this video, I'll be talking about Oral Tracey's persistent attempts to undermine the impact that Mason Greenwood will have on the Jamaica national team. Now, if you are new to the channel, remember that the golden rule is to smash that like button if you enjoy the content. And normally, if you stay on a video for an extended period of time, you actually do enjoy it to an extent. So just go ahead and smash that like button. Also, remember that we are on a goal to 5,000 subscribers before the end of this month. So if you look and you see that you have not yet hit that subscribe button, just go ahead and do that right now. It's a very free way to support the channel. So people, as I said, I am very convinced that Oral Tracey does not have the objective knowledge needed to be an actual football analyst. And I don't think he goes deep enough into tactics or the impact, and instead speaks a lot based on how he feels, which essentially would not make him as unbiased as he thinks he is. The Maverick has been throwing an agenda against Mason Greenwood for the last few weeks, both on his YouTube channel and on his TVJ comedy show, Sports Commentary. Now, people, before I head into the rest of this video, I want to make it very clear. Oral Tracey has been a role model of me, right? Or for me. Growing up as a little kid, loving football, loving sports, and watching him on Sports Commentary. Normally, if Sports Commentary don't show up on TVJ, right? In at the night time after I'm done watch TVJ news and go through the sports report and go through business news and go through the trading news and go through international news. If I see Sports Commentary come up, more vex and feel like I waste my time watching news. Zine, so he has a lot of ratings for me, especially the younger version of myself. But the more I grew up now and I realize it, the type of person that he is, and just the way how he's speaking about sports now, I don't want to say or speak too much of him as to how I'm feeling, but I think maybe the fact that he's been in it for so long has forced him, or not forced him, but he's become a bit complacent in the way how he reasons and thinks about things, right? Now, this is a clip from him on Sports Commentary, sharing similar sentiments to that he shared on his channel. Now, obviously, Sports Commentary is a TVJ mainstream media show, so he had to be a bit more reserved in his speaking. However, the comments that he made on his YouTube channel were a bit more feisty and stronger. So you can always go over and watch his YouTube channel, but because it's for this specific video, I'm going to go ahead and play the Sports Commentary clip.
So it's another report that England-born forward Mason Greenwood is finally set to become a Reggae Boy. Fundamentally, though, what this senior Reggae Boys team need is to get more organized and play more cohesive football than to get any new player, even Mason Greenwood. If Mason Greenwood gets to Jamaica and the team continues to be disjointed, shapeless, and aimless, he will just look like another headless chicken chasing his shadow. This thing with Mason Greenwood is actually now becoming an annoying distraction from the bigger picture. So instead of seeing this latest importation as a solution to our problem, we really need to fix the actual problem. Because if Jamaica needs to get Mason Greenwood to beat Trinidad, Curacao, and Bermuda and qualify for the World Cup, then guess what? We do not deserve to qualify for the World Cup. Straight up.
So the first thing he mentioned that I want to cover is regarding Jamaica not needing Mason Greenwood as much as we need to be defensively sound and to have a solid midfield. Now, if the Maverick was actually following Jamaican football instead of talking out of his ass, he would have known that we are not only recruiting Mason Greenwood, but we have also been recruiting players, midfielders as well, like Louis Baker, right? And we have also reintroduced Ravel Morrison into the setup, not to mention potential additions like Rico Henry or Max Aarons in the defense. So it is not a case that Jamaica is only going for Mason Greenwood and thinks that Mason Greenwood alone is going to be the savior, right? The Jamaica Football Federation Steve McLaren are putting things in place and are recruiting other players as well. It is not only Mason Greenwood. Now, if Oral Tracey was the best and most credible source that he says he is, he would not make this seem as if it's just us getting Mason Greenwood and that we are not trying to fix other issues. The fact is that the entire team needs improvement. Under Algrimson, the team was defensively sound and we could barely really score goals. We didn't have a really wonderful pattern of play going forward, but we were defensively sound. Under Steve McLaren, we keep the ball more. However, sometimes we do have our defensive frailties, and we still also do to struggle as well as we concede a lot. And he keeps mentioning that Jamaica, or that if Jamaica needs Mason Greenwood to qualify, then it does not make sense that we qualify anyway, right? Which I think is just utter rubbish. And I find this reaction from Oral Tracey anytime the topic is about a British-based player. He has uttered on his show on YouTube many times that he does not want British-based players in the national team. And you get this sense of real anger from his voice and the way how he speaks whenever he's talking about a British-based player compared to when he's talking about a local-based player, right? And he's one of the main public figures pushing for division in the Reggae Boyz, right? And the exclusion of foreign-based players. I've heard him say that he thinks an all-star Jamaica Premier League team could compete against the best in Concacaf, and that is just utter nonsense. The fact is that any team going into a major competition or a qualifier of a major competition wants to have their best players available for selection. I have seen England field their strongest team against San Marino, a team that is known to get dumped up no matter who them play. And even England's under-21 team could beat San Marino, but yet still, I've seen them field players like Harry Kane, Bukayo Saka, right? Their best centre-backs. I've seen them field a full-strength team to play San Marino. So this notion that if we only need, or if we need Mason Greenwood to qualify, then it doesn't make any sense to qualify anyway. It's utter rubbish, people. It makes no sense. You're going into a qualification for a tournament, or you're going into a tournament. You want to have your best possible players that are available. It's that simple. And I think Oral Tracey is very biased and does not follow Jamaican football. And I'm pretty sure he doesn't, because if I am to ask him, for example, who is Nick Ellis or who is Nikolai Fuller, he could not tell me. And those are a couple of our best young talents in the Jamaica Premier League right now. A league that he thinks the national team should be made up of players from, right? Oral Tracey also has a very small-minded approach, and he seems to think that we're only going to be getting Greenwood for this World Cup, and that is it. But no, securing Greenwood means that we will be securing a world-class talent for the next 10 to 15 years. People, the next 10 to 15 years consists of 4 World Cups and 8 Gold Cups. That is 4 possible times that we can qualify for a World Cup and 8 possible times that we can win a Gold Cup, right? So the getting Greenwood is not only for now, it's also for the future. You are securing a talent that Jamaica has never seen grace its turf and represent us before. And anyone who does not believe that is they just don't know football, right? And I also want to completely rubbish his claims that Mason Greenwood would look like another headless chicken with these players. Just to look at Aubameyang. Aubameyang single-handedly brought a shitty Arsenal team to a FA Cup victory, scoring all of the goals in a semi-final and final to knock out one of the best Manchester City teams that we've seen, and eventually beat a Chelsea team that had won the Champions League, right? How many times have we seen Bruno Fernandes dig Manchester United out of a hole where they're about to lose a game or about to draw a game and one man single-handedly always saves them, right? World-class talents and world-class players perform anywhere that they go, and they rise the team up to the standards and the level that the team should be performing at. And having Mason Greenwood in the team is the best thing to give the team a much-needed boost in confidence after an abysmal display in the Gold Cup campaign this June. And I have no doubt that Oral Tracey was once a great analyst. but he seems to have become very slack and very biased as well with his takes. It also does not help that Mason Greenwood was a former Manchester United player. So it makes a whole lot of sense that a diehard Liverpool fan who seems to have that built-in hate for Manchester United, for Steve McLaren, for Mason Greenwood, on top of the fact that they are actually British-based as well. Oral Tracey is not fond of them at all. But people, Mason continues to prove people like the Maverick wrong. As over the weekend, he scored a hat-trick in a preseason friendly game against Excelsior. And people, if you want to see the goals in what this man scoring that preseason friendly. People are really going to look at these clips that I'm about to show you right now, people, and tell me that Mason Greenwood would not make a difference in this team. Mason Greenwood also followed up that hat-trick that he had on the weekend with another goal, right? Against the Belgian team, Sporting Charleroi, after his team conceded and also got a red card. This man is carrying Marseille. He's not only helping them to win games comfortably, but even games when they're under the push. He's stepping up. A game that they're under one, they have a red card, and this brother still come out and just pull a rabbit out of the hat. Now, people don't think that this is something that is new. A long time I'm supposed to make a video about oral Tracey. But I'm saying, no, I'm going to allow it. See? But there is no doubt that Mason Greenwood will perform once he puts on the national colours. And anyone who doubts that or does not want him to be here, they need a bad mind, xenophobic, lacks football knowledge, or all of the above. Now, people, that is my take on this whole situation with Oral Tracey and his thoughts about Mason Greenwood. Share your thoughts below in the comment section. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Jamaica have a lifeline. How about this?
They got Gunnaz podcast.